Guys, listen, we're going to get it started right now, yeah? Just bear me 1 minute. We're going to get it started right now because obviously you guys have seen the title, you know, so I want to get a poll going on, yeah? Let's see. So just bear me 1 minute, guys. And as always, make sure you are smashing the likes and you're subbing to the channel if you're new in here. Just give me two secs, guys. I want you guys to get your votes in as well. Let's see. So guys, obviously, yeah, make sure you're getting your vote in. I want to see what you guys are thinking. Big up to Fitz, LCM. Big up my guy each and every time. Big up to Babs One Diva as well. Big up yourselves. And guys, get your, I'm going to pull it right there. Let me see. I'll put it a bit low, actually. Yeah, guys, make sure you're getting your votes in, yeah? So, obviously, you guys can see the vote. So, will Arsenal win? Nothing, the single, the double, or the quadruple. And obviously, I couldn't get in. You can only put 4 in there. So, I didn't put the treble in there. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, so far, we've got nothing and we've got a single. Okay, so as soon as you come through, guys, make sure you're voting as well. So, yeah, listen, we're going to get into it anyway, you know, because obviously Arsenal winning yesterday in the FA Cup, obviously beating Wigan 4-0. I mean, if we're honest, it wasn't really much of a surprise, you know. I mean, playing against, what are Wigan? Wigan are in, I think Wigan are in League One, I believe. You know, I think they're League One, yeah. And funny enough, actually, Wigan actually appointed a manager today, you know. So, again, it's not really a surprise that Arsenal did beat Wigan. You know, it was to be expected. But again, running out 4-0 winners. Again, I didn't really watch the game. I mean, I see a couple of the highlights for the goals. I think it was, I think Gabriel Jesus scored a good goal, good chip. I think Martinelli got one, Madueke, and I think it was an own goal. So again, I didn't watch the game, but again, them running out 4-0 winners, you know, it's not really a surprise. Big up to Foxy Danny as well. Guys, make sure you're voting as well as soon as you come into the chat. Let me know what you think Arsenal will win this season. Nothing, single, double, or the quadruple. So again, them beating Wigan 4-0 yesterday wasn't really a surprise. But what was for me, and bearing in mind, guys, I'm no Arsenal fan, you know. I just come on here and give my honest opinion, you know. And whether you agree with it or not, it's dialogue, you know what I mean? It's what it's about. But I'm going to read out Arteta. Obviously made comments after the game in response to the injuries. And, you know, I want to hear people's opinions on this because for me, you know, I think it's never a good sign when a manager comes out and creates a kind of doubt or creates, you know, a bit of a weak mentality amongst the club, amongst the squad. So I'm gonna read out Arteta's comments and let me know what you think, guys. Yeah. So again, I've only read out a few things that took my eye. Yeah. So obviously Arteta admitted injuries could derail the season. Now, just first off, big up to Matthew Smith as well, guys. Make sure when you're coming in, you sub to the channel, you share the channel, and you smash the likes if you're enjoying the content, and make sure to get voting as well. Will Arsenal win? Nothing, single, double, or the quadruple? So, for me, when you're getting a manager that comes in, you know, that obviously has a post-match press conference and says, you know, it could derail the season, you know, some people might look at that as, you know, that's the manager being honest, you know. But for me personally, I look at that, and we already know that Arsenal struggle to get over the line anyway. You know, it's been proven season after season. But what I would say is, this wouldn't surprise me if this actually creates doubt into the squad, into the Arsenal squad. Because if I'm a player, you know, if I'm a Gabriel, if I'm a Declan Rice, you know, a Bukayo Saka, and I'm saying those three in particular because those three are regarded as Arsenal's probably most three important players in their eyes. What I would say is that if your manager comes out saying that injuries could derail the season, you know, that's already excuses being made for the team. And as I said, being honest, and then there's just, you know, saying things behind closed doors. You know, if he's behind closed doors and he's worried, fair enough. But when you come out into a post-match press conference and you start saying, you know, you're admitting that it could derail the season, I think this is the kind of talk that, you know, a lot of Arsenal fans, you know, serious Arsenal fans, I would say, probably don't want to hear, because you know, that's just putting in the excuses right there and then. And now the players have already made, you know, excuse, you know, if or when it does fail, you know. So I'm going to read out some more of his quotes. He says, "Yes, I am worried." Again, that's the first sentence that took my eyes, because it's like, again, you can be worried behind closed doors, but saying that in public, you know, players obviously do listen to these things. And now for me, it's going to be one of them things where, you know, it's going to create, as I said, doubt amongst the squad. And then he says, especially because we are going through, before it was the strikers, then defenders, now midfielders. We are still coping with that. But we need some players back and fit to give us not only numbers, but different options in relation to the opponents we have. Now, for me, yeah, what I would say based off that, yeah, I mean, who are the players that are out injured for Arsenal right now? So you've got, I think Calafiori picked up an injury. Ben White picked up an injury. Odegaard's out injured. And Kai Havertz is out injured. I think those four. Again, if there's any other players, guys, then make sure. But I think they got 4 players out injured. Now, when he's saying that they're important players, yeah, let's be honest, yeah. The only player that really starts regularly for Arteta, you would say, is probably Odegaard. I mean, Havertz obviously has been out for a little while, and he has played since his comeback. But Havertz, I mean, they've brought in Gyökeres, they've got Gabriel Jesus, and we do know that obviously Arteta does rate Havertz, but Havertz has been out injured, so I'm not really going to count him. Calafiori has been playing, but again, Hincapié has stepped in and done a good job. And obviously Lewis Skelly, you know, has gone from first choice really to now being third choice, you know. And then you've got Ben White, who's back up to Yuri and Timber. So again, when he's saying they're important players, it's like really and truly, I'm only looking at one player really that Arteta plays no matter what, and that is Martin Odegaard, because obviously Odegaard's the captain. You know, Odegaard is, I think he probably might be one of their longest serving players as well. So again, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, these are the excuses that, you know, shouldn't be made for a team really that has had their team built together for the best part of, since Arteta has come in 6-7 years. So for me now, you know, I can just see the excuses coming through. And it wouldn't surprise me, you know, if a few players in the Arsenal squad, start looking at Arteta differently now. Because, as I said before, you know, if you're going to say things like this, you know, how are the players meant to take this? Because the players now that you know that you're starting to give them a ready-made excuse. And as I said earlier, you know, these are players already that have already shown that they haven't got what it takes to get over the line, you know. And again, if you're an Arsenal fan, then let me know in the chat what you think. Because how do you feel that Arteta's come out saying, you know, he's worried that it could derail their season? You know, because a lot of Arsenal fans have been telling us, they've got the best squad in the world. They've got everything possible to win the quadruple, and your manager's come out saying that injuries could derail the season. So really and truly, what he's done there, it's kind of a slap in the face to fans, even fans, Arsenal fans that come on this channel that are saying that Arsenal have the best squad around, because your manager's clearly saying now that he doesn't believe that you guys could win this so-called quadruple with the injuries that you guys have got. And again, do I think Arsenal win the quadruple? Hell no. I mean, if you can't win a single, what makes you think that you could win a quadruple? This is where it this is where it tells to me, And just judging by the votes, guys, make sure you're voting as well. The majority of you so far think that it's tied between nothing and a single. And again, that's where I'm looking at it, because I think Man City beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final. I also think Man City win this league title as well. And then Champions League, I mean, Arsenal have never won one, so why should we be looking at Arsenal as winning the Champions League? And then FA Cup, again, they've got a chance to win the FA Cup. So I'm more going to say, if I could vote on them myself, I'm gonna be looking at nothing or a single. And for me, if Arsenal win an FA Cup, again, it's a trophy. But if we're being honest with you, yeah, the kind of squad that Arsenal have built over the last 6 to 7 years, I've always said this, they've gone past the point of winning FA Cup or a Carabao Cup to be satisfied. Again, winning a trophy is winning a trophy, but this squad has been built to really be challenging for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. So, yeah, this is why I'm saying nothing or single. So, that's where I look at it, and obviously now, through the votes, it's saying nothing, Big up to Broderick as well for coming through. Big up to Joel Salsa, says we'll be lucky to win the Carabao Cup. Yeah, listen, I think on a one-off game, I think many teams can win one-off games, you know what I mean? But for me, where I look at it is that I did say this after the Tottenham game, yeah, that will kick Man City into gear, because, the fact that Man City let a 2-goal lead slip at Tottenham, and I'm not going to change my mind, the first goal from Solanke should never have stood, because if you actually watch the goal, he actually kicks Mark Guehi in the back of the calf, and that's what forced the goal. So, but I always said this will be the wake-up call to Man City to not to not basically be slack in performance, And since then, they've gone on to beat Liverpool. They've gone on to beat they've gone to win obviously the FA Cup as well against Salford. They've gone on to beat Fulham, and I believe in all those games there, they've only conceded 1 goal. So, yeah, listen, they're on track. And obviously their next game is Newcastle, which I fully expect them to win that game as well. So, and I think this Carabao Cup, I think City are going to put a marker down to show everyone that they mean business. And I can't see Arsenal winning that, And if Arsenal do win that, then again, they're gonna have to have deserved it. But I think City win that for me. We will win we will win the titles. I'm sick and tired of moaning Arsenal fans. But again, I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. And when you've got a manager coming out saying that he's worried that the injuries could derail the quadruple, yeah, it's like, well, we was told by a lot of fans that they've got the best squad in the world, and your manager's basically coming out after a couple of injuries saying he's worried it could derail the season. So again, this is your manager. This is your manager. And the 4 players that are out injured, only one of them really, you would say, is a regular starter under Arteta. So again, it's your manager that is deciding to say, or your coach, should I say, that is deciding to say he's worried. So when you're saying Arsenal fans complaining, your manager's giving everyone a reason to complain. That's the truth, When we win, it's not good enough. When we lose, you moan even more. How about we support our lads? Yeah. And that kind of mentality there, yeah, is why Arsenal won't win. You know, it's why they won't win, because there's too much of this, you know, there's too much of this, oh, you can't say too much, you know, because, you know, it's coming across as not supporting the team. And again, I'm no Arsenal fan. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. And what I would say, yeah, is that that mentality there is a weak mentality, because, you know, if you're a true Arsenal fan, you know, you shouldn't really be, you know, making excuses or saying things like, you know, when we win, it's not good enough. You know what I mean? Even my team, you know, if we was to win games by playing poor, I'm not satisfied with that, because there's a way to win, and then there's you know, and then there's just scraping over the line. You know, I'm always of the opinion that, you know, I like to see good football, and then the results will come with it. You know, so again, if you're coming on there saying it's not good enough when we win and we lose, you moan. Listen, you should be holding your club to account really, regardless. And I'm just purely looking at Arteta's comments, and his comments really isn't going to go, if in my opinion, I don't think it will go down with a lot of the, you know, hardcore, I would say, or honest Arsenal fans, because you're now creating doubt amongst the squad. And if you're a player, you're now going to be looking at it thinking, it's, you know what I mean, it's one of them things where we're going to start second guessing ourselves, you know. Gav, your hate for Arsenal is just crazy, but I'll see you when we win the league, brother. Big up, man. Listen, bro, there's no hate for Arsenal, man. I just give the honest opinion. And the problem is, man, there's too many people on this YouTube platform that have the same opinion and just go with the majority opinion. Again, there's no hate for Arsenal. I give credit where credit's due. But what I'm trying to say is that if you've got a manager coming out, yeah, and he's saying that, you know, he's worried, what about Arteta then? Because he's actually telling you that he's worried about the injuries derailing the season. As an Arsenal fan, you know what I mean? Are you going to be someone that is happy with your manager coming out and creating doubt amongst the squad? These are the things that need to be answered, you know. And as I said, I just give my honest opinion, man. That's the truth. And but big up yourself, man, because you know, just like Lumi Rain, just like Clockenders, just like Mamba, and a few others, these guys were telling us that, you know, you're winning it all. You're winning the quadruple. You know, you're winning. You got the best squad in the world. So listen, if that's the case, I want to see you guys when it all fails. Because listen, we will definitely be here. You know, and let's see if you guys do end up showing your face. You know. Big up to Exedra says, sadly, I think Arsenal get the League Cup and the Prem. Exedra, listen, bro. I'll tell you this now, and I'll go on record, and I would actually hold my hands up, yeah, if I'm wrong, and say, do you know what? Arsenal proved me wrong. But I tell you this now, yeah, Man City are going to win the Carabao Cup, and they're going to win the league title. You've heard it here first. Don't look at Arsenal beating Wigan as anything to be taken away from Arsenal winning anything. And as I said, I will come on here and hold my hands up. Just like I said, Arsenal won't beat Brentford, and Brentford should have beaten them. Whenever Arsenal have the chance to go and increase the lead, the pressure gets to them, and it comes on top. Now, the thing with Arsenal is that, you know, they've got 3 games coming up, you know, where really, if they want to win this league title, they need to be looking at maximum points, 9 points, yeah? And that is, I think they play Wolves during the week on Wednesday, and then they've got Tottenham, and then they've got Chelsea, yeah? And let's not forget they've got Man City in there as well. Now, what I would say, yeah, if they get 9 points out of 9 against them 3 teams, even I would say, do you know what? Arsenal are going to take some stopping. That's what I would say. But Man City, for me, are going to beat Newcastle at home before Arsenal play Tottenham. Now, depending on what Arsenal do against Wolves, you know, it could be back to 7 points. Yeah? Before City play Newcastle. Now, if City play Newcastle, I believe they beat Newcastle, it's back down to 4 points before Arsenal play Tottenham. I actually do believe, as much as the injuries that Tottenham have, I do believe that Tottenham will nick a draw there. And then obviously City will have another game. Obviously, I can't remember who they're playing after that, but they've still got Arsenal to play as well. And depending on what the points are looking like, if Arsenal have to go to Man City and win, it's not going to be good. If there's 1 point in it, and if Arsenal are top by 1 point, you know, best believe City will look at that game, the home game, as the game where they turn it up on Arsenal. So, yeah, man, listen, I hear what you're saying because everything's looking good for Arsenal, but the pressure doesn't start yet. Man City have been in this situation plenty of times, and as I said, man, Arsenal really haven't shown what they've got when the pressure really matters, you know. And again, there's 14 games left at the end of the season. When it starts hitting 10 games, yeah, this is when pressure's going to tell, because I believe a few of them games, Man City actually play before Arsenal. So if they're getting positive results, they're now going to be looking at Arsenal to respond. And again, Man City have been here before. So this is what matters, you know. Let's go through some more of the comments. Again, there's only a few more on there. But he also says, Arteta, yeah, we have some important players out at the moment and need to make sure they are in a good moment and ready to play and compete. And obviously, he was saying that in response to when the youngsters come on. You know, and again, even with him bringing on the youngsters, I think it was Marley Salmon and the goalkeeper, Setford. Like, Arteta knows what he's doing when he brings on these younger players. And again, because it's Wigan, you know, they're 4-0 up. You know, it's comfortable to be bringing on the youngsters. But what Arteta's doing, yeah, he brings on these youngsters as a token gesture to try and say to the fans, you know, I play the youth, and he wants to break records by playing the youngest players because it's something for him to hang on to. But for me, I see through all that, you know what I mean? Because let's face it, would he bring on these youngsters, you know, if they were 1-0 up against Wigan and the game was in the balance? He wouldn't. He's doing it because it's comfortable, you know. Or if it was a game against, I don't know, Chelsea, you know, would he bring the youngsters on now? So he wouldn't. So my thing is, he's bringing on these youngsters because it's comfortable to go and do that, you know. And again, I don't really rate that, if I'm honest, you know. Do it when it really matters, you know, because I'm pretty sure if you was to get a Pep or you know, or a manager like that, you know, they won't be bringing on the youngsters as a token gesture. You know, they'll bring on youngsters even if the game is in the balance to try and see what they can do. So yeah, I don't really buy all that, really. Guys, come on, make sure we're smashing the likes. There's 10 of you watching and only 5 likes. Make sure you smash the like if you're enjoying the content, and make sure you sub to the channel as well, and make sure you share the channel. And we are going to be live back at 5:30 as well, for our usual stream with myself, Fitz, and Jonas. So we are going to be doing a Premier League all-time 11. So obviously something a bit different, obviously, because it's FA Cup week, and obviously the Premier League returns, obviously, week coming up. So yeah, make sure you guys get involved in that at 5:30, because obviously we got a list of players, you know, Premier League all-time 11, and let us know who you guys think should be figuring into that Premier League all-time 11. But so yeah, guys, only a quick stream, obviously, today, because I just want to see what you guys think. I mean, again, if you're an Arsenal fan, what do you think of Arteta's comments? Do you think Arteta, you know, has created doubt amongst the squad, or do you think he was right to come out with what he did? Because me personally, I think it's not a good look, man, coming out in the media saying that you're now worried, you know. And I think there's a lot of Arsenal fans that will probably agree to that. I mean, if you're part of the deluded lot, then again, you're gonna ride on everything that Arteta says, you know. But again, if you're serious, man, I don't see how you can think that is acceptable for Arteta to be coming out saying that. Personally, for me, you know. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. As I said, we are back at 5:30. As I said, make sure you guys come through then. And as always, make sure you come and support the channel and check out all the other playlists as well. And guys, a lot of the content now is going to be with chapters. So any live that I do, if there's anything in particular that you want to see me discuss, yeah, it's going to be in chapters. So you guys can just obviously divert to whatever you want to see me discuss. So yeah, a lot of the live content now will definitely be in chapters. Just makes it a bit more easier. But as anything, guys, I'll catch you guys back at 5:30. Big up to all the mods as usual. Big up to all the newcomers coming through. And yeah, guys, we'll catch you back at 5:30. And guys, make sure as well you interact and give us the players that you think should be figuring in the Premier League all-time 11. And also as well, we are going to be doing a new kind of thing as well, where we're going to be looking at a lot of different teams, an all-time 11 from them teams, from Premier League teams, from teams in La Liga, etc. So yeah, some different content. So yeah, make sure you guys get involved. And yeah, I'll catch you guys back at 5:30. Have a good week, guys. Take it easy.